Wow, that race just had a lot of mood swings for me. First, it was underwhelming for me. Then, it was pretty exciting for me, eventful. And then it just turns bittersweet with that ending. What a crazy race from Bristol. We have a lot to talk about. Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile 48 back again. Welcome back to another episode of NRR. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the 2022 Food City Dirt Race from the Bristol Motor Speedway, or Bristol Dirt Motor Speedway. And this race was better than I thought, because last year was a complete dust bowl and NASCAR didn't even know what they were doing, but they made some adjustments and it was so much better. And I thought the next gen car wasn't fit for dirt racing, but I guess it was pretty good, to be honest. So a very good, clean race. Well, not very clean, but you know what I mean. It was a nice, decent race that we saw today. Kyle Busch gets the win in a thriller in the last corner after a move by Chase Briscoe into Tyler Reddick that was kind of questionable, but we'll get to that later. So before we begin, we're just going to go over our top 10 finishers. We're going to rate the race. We're going to talk about a couple of stories about the race, about Bristol Dirt overall, talk about the finish of how that was, and talk about something that's been in the NASCAR news as of the last couple days, and then we'll look at our drivers of the day, and then we'll end it there. So let's go ahead and get ready for this fun-filled Bristol Dirt review video. Finishing in first was Kyle Busch. What a race for Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch, he definitely had one of the best cars, definitely, in my opinion, probably the best Toyota, or probably second best behind Bell, but I think he had one of the most consistent cars out there. He was running really well in Stage 1, Stage 2, after he started, I believe, in mid-pack in the field, I believe. I think that's where Kyle Busch started. No, actually he started like 11th. Yeah, Kyle Busch had a nice, decent race in his heat race and able to get an 11th place starting position. And he was running really well throughout the race. And then he was definitely up there with the leaders. He was up there with Briscoe and Tyler Reddick. And then he was just hanging there in third while Briscoe was trying to hunt down Tyler Reddick. And then once those two got together, I thought Reddick was going to hit the finish line first. But out of nowhere, Kyle Busch steals it out of nowhere. So technically Kyle Busch backed into that win. And you know what's very ironic is how Kyle Busch comments on Alex Bowman saying like, oh, the same effing guy that backs into every effing win backs into another one. Well, that's kind of weird for what Kyle Busch said in his interview on the front stretch when he said, does it about like how you get wins? He says, doesn't matter how you get them, you got them. That's kind of ironic for what you said to Bowman. I know that he didn't really mean it, but still, it's kind of ironic. Just want to bring that up as a Bowman fan and stuff. But he gets his 60th career win, 18th year in a row. Kyle Busch has won at least one race in the Cup Series, ties Richard Petty's record. So 19th next season, if he does get one, will give him the record. So a really decent race overall for Kyle Busch. Just for him, he had a really dominant car. Just wasn't as good as the drivers like Briscoe and Reddick, but he was just right place, right time. Finishing in second was my boy Tyler Reddick. I feel for this guy. Tyler Reddick has just been working his fingers to the bone these last few races and stuff. Because what? Yeah, to be honest, like ever since Coda, he has been struggling when it came to Richmond. He started 16th, finished 12th and stuff, even though he was running in like the 20th and stuff. So I don't know what was going on there. And then at Martinsville, he started 22nd, finished 18th. So the short tracks have not really been too kind for Tyler Reddick. But today at the dirt race, he has a dirt background. He was looking really good. He was leading once we had that second red flag come out for rain, and we saw him, and then Fox showed like his wife and his son, and I was just thinking like, are they actually going to cancel the race and stuff with 28 to go? But no, they went back, and Reddick was just leading all the laps until Briscoe got to him and took him out. But very respectable and very class and just good sportsmanship by Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe after that incident. Tyler Reddick didn't have that much to say. He kind of blamed himself for that because he allowed Briscoe to get there, and I can kind of see why you're blaming yourself for that. But then Boyer pointed out in the booth like he did all he could do, so I don't know why he's putting that much self-doubt onto himself. So I would not put all that self-doubt onto Tyler Reddick. He did what he had. He just did what he needed to do, just trying to hold on for the win. Just Briscoe just made a move and just took him out. It was just unfortunate for Tyler Reddick, but I'm glad he didn't fight him and stuff because, oh man, if this was Xfinity, there would have been a fight. But good on Tyler Reddick for not deciding to fight, and just, I guess time will come, we'll see, because Talladega's up, so literally anyone could win there. Finishing third was Joey Logano. Joey Logano, the reigning series winner of this race a year ago, had a decent race. He started 10th, able to get a nice solid top 5 finish. He didn't have a race-winning car, but he definitely had a car that could get a nice solid top 5, top 10 finish. Nothing to really say about Joey Logano. He was just there, had a really nice solid race and stuff. He really kind of struggled in the truck race and stuff, but he did well in the cup race, so good for Joey Logano, the 22 team, and they're still looking for win number 1 of the season. Finishing in fourth was Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson just trying to have that makeup race from that wacky Bristol dirt race where he got taken out by Christopher Bell. He was not happy, but still, the next year, Kyle Larson's able to win stage 1, had a really nice solid race to start off, and then he kind of fell back and stuff because some drivers started to make some gains, started to learn from the track, and started to get better and stuff. So, but still, Kyle Larson still had a nice solid top 5, top 10 car. He was running like outside the top 10 at one point early in stage 3, but then started to make his way back up into the top 10 and was able to get a nice solid 4th place finish. So a nice solid finish for the dirt ringer himself. And rounding out the top 5 and 5th was Ryan Blaney. Blaney kind of struggled off starting this weekend. In his heat race, he spun out at one point, and I think he had, the first heat race, or no, the third one, or first or third, I forgot. He spun out during his heat race, and due to that, he was able to only get a 25th starting spot, and then ends up getting a top 5 finish. So that's 4 straight top 10 finishes for Ryan Blaney. So he's on a bit of a roll right now, folks, but things that his fans want to see is, can he capitalize and get a win? None of us really expected him to come out and win here at the Bristol Dirt Race, but we'll see what happens because Talladega's up next, and we already know how strong Penske is at the super speedways, but a nice solid top 5 finish from Ryan Blaney. Finishing in 6th was my boy Alex Bowman. Bowman was running really well to start off. He started 8th in this race, moving up inside the top 10. And then, unfortunately, I believe it was, in stage 2, he spun out and stuff, and then he got caught up in a wreck with, Gregson, who was literally on the side of Kevin Harvick's car, and then Corey LaJoie was also involved. But then Bowman was able to rebound from that. He did not pit at the end of stage 2. He pitted after that incident happened, and was able to stay out because these dirt tires are really different from regular slick tires. So due to that, Bowman was able to have enough track position to where he could make up some spots and able to get a nice solid 6th place finish. A really good recovery from Alex Bowman in the 48 team after possibly having a terrible finish, because during the rain delay they could have finished 28th, or no, not 28th, but 24th, 25th after the first rain delay, and the second one they could have finished 7th, but a 6th place finish, really good for the 48 team. Finishing 7th was Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell, another dirt ringer himself, had a decent race today from Bristol Dirt. He wasn't really that much of a factor late in the race, but he was running really well at the beginning in stage 1, then kind of fade back. That's how Kyle Busch started to look like the best Toyota out there. And then he started to gain it back a bit. He was definitely had a top 10 car, and he ended up getting a 7th place finish. So a nice solid finish for Christopher Bell and the 20 team. Finishing in 8th was Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott, another driver, had a decent day. Started 9th in today's race and ended up with an 8th place finish. He had a bit of a conflict with Cody Ware in stage 3, I believe. So I don't know what that was about. They were both going at it with each other. But Chase Elliott, he was in the high 20s in stage 3, and he was continuously marching his way through the field. He was marching his way through the field pretty quickly and ended up getting a nice solid top 10 finish. So a nice solid top 10 finish for the 9 team. Finishing in 9th was Michael McDowell. Surprisingly, the road course ringer Michael McDowell ends up with a nice solid 9th place finish after he started 17th. Wasn't really much of a factor in stage 1, stage 2, but stage 3 he started to show off and pop off out of nowhere and had some nice solid top 10 speed and stuff. So nice solid finish overall for Michael McDowell. Surprise driver that I did not expect to finish in the top 10. And finally, rounding out the top 10 and 10th was Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon with a very solid finish because he did really good in his heat race yesterday and then he was able to get a nice solid 7th place starting position. So that's the highest that he has started today, highest he's ever started. And then this is also his first top 10 of the season. So first top 10 of the season for Ty Dillon. Well done for him and the 42 team. And they ran a beautiful gain paint scheme. But unfortunately for their teammate Eric Jones, it did not end so well for them. But a nice solid finish for Ty Dillon and the 42 team. And now let's rate this race. Bristol dirt isn't something I was very happy of when I first heard about it because the spring Bristol race before this even started or came to mind, what back in what the spring summer the one Keselowski won, that was a really good race in my opinion. So it did kill me to see that they replaced it and just put dirt on it. And the race last year was kind of a mess, but this one was definitely a better upgrade. NASCAR's definitely learned from what happened last year, and they made it better, and we got a crazy finish at the end. And it's had some good racing in there, and then Darrell Waltrip was back in the booth, and also Dale Jr. will be in the booth at Talladega, so that should be cool. So really cool, really retro, and that one scene when I saw Waltrip, Joy, and McReynolds, all three of them together, 2010s vibes, and I wasn't even a fan until 2016. Still really cool to see and stuff. It was a nice little throwback race, taking us back to our roots. I think NASCAR should go dirt racing once every few years and stuff. Probably not once a year and stuff because it will get kind of boring and stuff. But this race was definitely showing that we should definitely go dirt racing pretty soon. Next year, probably, but we'll see. So if I had to rate this race, I'll give it a nice solid 9 out of 10. It was a very solid race, good hard racing, a lot of bumping and banging between a lot of drivers, just a lot happened, and it kind of got a bit sloppy early in stage 3, but overall it was a really good race in my opinion. Definitely good racers, and definitely cool to see some underdogs get some nice finishes like Michael McDowell and Ty Dillon. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys would give it in the comment section below. Now it is time to talk about the Chase Briscoe Tyler Reddick incident. So if you guys saw in the final lap, Reddick was being hunted down by Chase Briscoe in the final few laps, and going into turn 3, Chase Briscoe completely sent it into the turn and took out Tyler Reddick. They both went spinning. Reddick finally got it back through the gears, but then at that point, Kyle Busch was already coming and took the checker flag right before Tyler Reddick. It was heartbreaking to watch for Tyler Reddick because I really do like Tyler Reddick and stuff, and just seeing his win just getting taken away by Kyle Busch is like, it makes me cringe, but it did suck and stuff. And it was really weird to see Reddick really not be upset and kind of blame himself and stuff. I think he was being a bit too modest and stuff, but hey, it is what it is. But I think what Briscoe did was he just drove in over his head because Briscoe, he has had some incidents like that before, to where, like, remember the Indy Road Course race last year, he completely took out Denny Hamlin, and he does it here to Tyler Reddick. So definitely an unpopular move by the 14 car right there, but I guess it doesn't bother him. They shook hands at least, which is a good thing, but still, if I was Tyler Reddick, I would be saying stuff like, oh, I don't forget and stuff, but we'll see what happens at the next race and stuff. But dang, that just really stings for Tyler Reddick, because what if that incident comes back to bite him or haunt him, to where he can't get another win, or doesn't have another opportunity to win for the rest of the regular season. We'll just have to wait and see, but hopefully Reddick can win the rest of the season. But that was just my take on it. Do I think what Briscoe did was fair game or not? I don't think so, because I think Briscoe just completely just took out Tyler Reddick and stuff. I mean, I don't think there's any other way for Briscoe to get to him, but he kind of did the same thing to Austin Dillon and sent Austin Dillon up to the wall and stuff. So I'm not sure what to say about that, but I don't think that was really fair game. I thought that was kind of a not that smart of a move to pull on Tyler Reddick right there. Now for my next topic is about, should NASCAR race at Bristol Dirt? Well, according to Kyle Busch, he was the one not really looking forward to this one, and he wins it and stuff, and he says, I can win it on any kind of surface at Bristol. So, Kyle Busch being full of himself again. 60 wins, huh? Well, anyway, I have to kind of agree with Kyle Busch right here about, should we race at Bristol Dirt? I'm not sure, because I love the idea of NASCAR going back to its grassroots. It's kind of like the MLB last year. They had that Field of Dreams where they played that baseball game in the cornfield and stuff. I do like that idea. That's kind of bringing me back to that. It's like grassroots and stuff. Now, here's two things. Should it be done at Bristol Motor Speedway, and should it be done every year? Now, here's the every year part. I don't know if it should be done every single year, because eventually some people may get tired of it, but I think doing it every year could work and stuff, but at the same time it might not work. Probably do it every, couple years and stuff. I'm not sure how to really define it and stuff, because I don't really want to have like a dirt race be like overused and stuff, but that's only if we ran like more than one dirt race. So I think a dirt race a year would be nice, but I don't think really necessarily doing it every single year would be cool because you want to do it one time and then a few years later you do it another just to make it more special, more ominous and stuff. If that's the correct term for that, but we'll see. And then now, should it be done at Bristol? Absolutely not, because Bristol is arguably the best track on the Cup Series schedule, and then seeing it be replaced by a dirt version, some people don't like that because you have some drivers like Kyle Larson thinking like, racing on dirt's a good idea, but I'm not sure if we should do it at Bristol, which I completely agree with. I think we need to go to a completely base dirt track, maybe like an Eldora or a Knoxville or something, but you already know NASCAR screwed that relationship up with Tony Stewart. That's why we had to settle with Knoxville for the Truck Series. So there's bound to be another dirt track that we could use, that NASCAR could use out there, but right now I'm not sure if Bristol would be the absolute answer. Because heck, remember last year they announced during the race that Bristol Dirt would be coming back for 2022. They didn't do it for this one, so 2023, will we run a dirt race? And if we do, will it be at Bristol? If we do run a dirt race, I think I'll be okay with that. But if it's at Bristol, I'm not sure about that. I mean, some fans may want to see Bristol Dirt again just because how good the race was compared to last year and stuff. There still needs to be some adjustments and stuff when it comes to the freaking grills needing to be cleaned, the windshields and stuff, and just the engine issues and stuff. There's got to be some issues and modifications to fix that, but I'd be up for another dirt race, but I'm not sure if I want to see one at Bristol and stuff. That's all I'm trying to say. And also another thing about the whole controversy about who's in the lead, Briscoe or Kyle Busch, when the first red flag came out for rain. I'm just going to stay out of that one because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I do think, in my opinion, Kyle Busch should have been in the lead and stuff. I don't know. It's very hard to say because the way NASCAR just Fox just set the rule, it boggled my mind. And the final topic I want to talk about is what Kevin Harvick said earlier in the week. He kind of agreed with like Hailie Deegan and Chase Cabry that they said on Twitter, is shortening NASCAR races. And that's something I really wanted to talk about on the channel, so I'll just give like a brief summary. I think NASCAR should shorten some of the races and stuff because it would be nice to an extent, because we don't want to really sit and watch like these long races. I mean, it was a really good thing that we had a 400 lap race at Martinsville, because if we've had another 100 laps, a lot of fans would have just tuned out at that point. But I do think shortening races should be good. I wouldn't go to where Hailie Deegan saying like halving the races. I do not want a 100 lap Daytona 500. That's basically what she's trying to say. Oh, 100 lap Daytona 500. Heck no. And so, and heck, even putting the Bristol Dirt Race in half, that's 125 laps. That's not really long enough in my opinion. Some fans would be okay with that, but still there should be some races that should be longer, because you have short tracks, they should be the longest races that we have and stuff. But races like Texas or Atlanta, they should be like shorter and stuff. It just really depends overall. But yeah, I would agree that shortening races would be something NASCAR should be looking at the future. Leave the crown jewel races alone, and maybe if you have like races that have 2 dates a year, maybe make the first one the shortest one, and then make the second race the longer one and stuff, like how they did with the Pocono doubleheader, where the first one was shorter and the other one was longer. So you should really learn from what NASCAR did in 2020 to shorten the races and stuff. But hey, we shall see and stuff. But yeah, I do think NASCAR race should be shortened to where it has to be like at least 3 hours is like your limit, or 3 hours 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 15 minutes, I don't know. But still, I do agree that NASCAR should shorten some of its cup races. Not the crown jewels, leave them alone. Now time to start for our drivers of the day. We have Denny Hamlin at Unlucky Driver of the Day. I don't know what to say about Denny Hamlin. He had an engine problem, I believe in stage 1 or stage 2 and stuff. So it really sucks for Denny Hamlin, because after he wins his first race of the season at Richmond 2 weeks ago, the next 2 races, 28th at Martinsville, 35th today. If you do an average finish based off those 2 races after he literally just won, that's an average finish of 31.5. Things are going just not good for Denny Hamlin. It doesn't matter if he has a win or not. I don't know what to say about him right now, but we're still pretty early in the season. This is race number 8, so we'll see how things progress. But right now, not looking good for the 11 team. Now for Underdog Driver of the Day, I gotta give it to my boy Justin Haley. A nice solid 14th place finish. Even though he started 6th in this race, I expected him to finish a bit higher, but a 14th place finish, definitely something you can't really argue with. It's not his best finish of the season, but it's still a nice decent race because their last few races haven't really been the prettiest, like a 29th or a 31st and stuff, but a 14th place finish, definitely something you should be proud of. And Justin Haley, in my opinion, is not really that much of a dirt racer, but I guess he has a dirt background. Heck, he might not. I'm not sure because he ran pretty consistent in the top 20. So a nice, solid, consistent day by the 31 team. Now we move on to the comeback driver of the day, was your pole sitter, Cole Custer. Cole Custer ran really well in his heat race, and he started on pole. And then after 15 laps into this race, him and Almirola and Harvick all go lap down after 20 laps because they had too much mud and dirt on their grills, and NASCAR threw the caution because a lot of drivers had to come down pit road to get that issue fixed. So that's something that NASCAR still needs to fix if they're going to run another dirt race, not only just at Bristol Dirt, but just at any dirt track. Just depends on where, when, and where in the future. But definitely that did sting for them, so he had a lot of coming back to go through. And Briscoe had to come back through a lot after he had a flat tire, and he won stage 2. Cole Custer didn't really come back from that much, but he was able to fight back and get a nice solid 13th place finish. So at the end of the day, I think for Cole Custer, even though he started on pole, 13th place finish, I think you should take that. A top 15, because it could have been so much worse with all the incidents happening, especially in stage 3. So 13th place finish, not bad for Cole Custer. So I'll give him comeback driver of the day. Now, driver of the day overall was a tough one, but I'm going to give it to Chase Briscoe. Briscoe was running really well. He led a lot of laps in this race. He did overcome a flat tire in stage 1 and came back and won stage 2, and he was leading a lot of laps. He was hunting down Tyler Reddick at the end. Didn't really make the smartest move to try to get the lead from him, but you got to do what you got to do, and I don't think there was any other way of Briscoe even trying to get the win unless he made that move and stuff. And instead of that, he gets a 22nd place finish, which does sting and stuff for him overall, but still, I have to give him driver of the day and stuff. So watch out. If we do run Bristol Dirt next year, watch out for this guy. He's definitely going to be a hard charger for the race win. And that would do it for today's video. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Like I said, please let me know down in the comment section below, how would you rate this race? Do you think Briscoe's move on Reddick was fair game or not? Do you think NASCAR should return to Bristol Dirt or just dirt racing overall? Do you think NASCAR should shorten its cup races? And yeah, that's about it and stuff. Because yeah, the rain delay definitely had an altercation with that and stuff. So I'm not sure about shortening races just yet, but we'll see about in the near future, because you got to also count the rain delays and stuff, because it can happen and stuff. But anyway, that's gonna do it for today. So make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to check out my Instagram, link will be in the description below. If you want to check out my gaming channel, link will be down in the description below. Should be uploading a video there tomorrow. And subscribe to this channel. There's a bunch of you guys who view my videos that are not subscribed to the main channel, so guys, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I do really appreciate those who have already subscribed. And that's gonna do it for this one. So gonna have the Talladega review up next week. Cannot wait for that race. Gonna head back to restrictor plate racing. It's gonna be the 3rd super speedway of the 6th this year and stuff, so that should be pretty fun. But that's gonna do it for today. So see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your night. Hope you guys had a really great Easter. I hope you guys are all blessed and stuff. So have a great rest of your day. This is NASCAR Mobile 48. Peace out.